Welcome to Advanced Construction Videos, where we show you how to tackle rocketry building techniques and more. On our website, we sell kits, motors, building supplies, and electronics. So come and learn, shop, build, and fly when you visit us at apogeerockets.com.
Welcome to the first video in the construction of the Saturn 1B. Now this model is very complex and it's got a very complex paint scheme, and because of that we're going to build it in stages and we're going to paint the parts as we're going along. Now the first part are going to be these fuel tank tubes right here. We're going to paint them and then assemble them because it's really hard to get inside of there to try to mask that off later. So that is our process, and we're going to start with these fuel tank tubes, and there's 8 of them in the kit. Now to hold them, what I found is that a BT50, which is an airframe tube 24 millimeters in diameter, because that's the size that a 24 millimeter motor will fit into, fits perfect inside of these tubes, and it becomes a nice holding stick for you. Now, if you ever need a tube to be a sleeve over the top of the BT50, you want to come to Apogee and get that tube right there. So our first process here on this tube is we need to fill the spirals with primer. Now, there are several different ways to fill these spirals, and if you come to the Apogee website and you go to our advanced construction videos, you'll see like 3 different ways. You can use the Elmer's fill and finish. You can use a spot filler made for automotive products, or you could use a sandable primer. And that's what I'm going to do here because these seams are pretty tight. Now everybody always asks me, what is the best sandable primer to use? And the honest answer is, I haven't found one that I like. I think they're all crap. I shouldn't say crap, but that's just my opinion of it. But you want a high build sandable primer. What I don't like about most primers is they are very runny, and when you put them on the rocket, they sand okay, but it's so thin that you wonder, was it really high build? The best primers that I found are an automotive urethane primer, which means it's a 2-part mix, and you got to spray it out of an air gun. Now, most model Rocketeers don't have that type of equipment, so that's why I'm using the rattle cans like this. But the process is the same. So what we want to do is to put it on really thick, and then we're going to sand like 90% of it right off the tube. And then we're going to put it on again, sand it again, and then finally we're going to put on the final color. Now, there's 2 versions of the Saturn 1B. There's the black and white tubes, which is what I have here. And then for like the Skylab missions, they were all white. So it's up to you to decide what way you're going to do it. But I'm going to do the black and white version. So I'm going to use flat black and flat white. Now for good paint, I like the Tamiya brand, and I'm not getting any royalties on there. Tamiya, you should pay me for saying this. This is really good paint, and it's very forgiving, which is what I like. It dries fast, and you can touch it right away without it leaving fingerprints. But it's very expensive. I went out and bought this at the local hobby store, and it was here in 2019, it was already $7 a can, and you're going to need several cans of this. So it's going to put a lot of expense on your rocket if you choose to use that brand, but it's up to you. You can use whatever you want. Flat white, flat black. So let's go out and put our first coat of the sandable primer on top of these tubes.
Okay, so this is going to be a quick tutorial on painting. I've got my tube ready. Oh, incidentally, we're outdoors behind Apogee, and right behind the camera is the interstate, so you might hear some cars running right by us. It's nice being near the interstate, except for when you're trying to make videos outside. So I got my paint and my tube here, and when I paint, I want to come across the tube and then stop and then start coming back this way too. The first thing I always do is I spray up in the air to see which way the wind's blowing so that it's not blowing the vapors in my face. It seems to be blowing up. I got a little swirling here, but it's not bad. So I'll go ahead, and you also see that I rotate the tube as I go. Oh, I sprayed my hand. That's why I wear gloves. Okay, and then I continue to rotate even while it's still wet, just so that it doesn't drip until some of these solvents evaporate out. And I want to put this on light coats, but I want to build up a pretty thick layer to fill in all these spirals. So it's going to take several coats. So I'm looking for the tube to lose its shine. Once it loses its shine, I can go ahead and spray the next coat.
Our tube has now been primed, and it's time to start sanding. And our goal here is to remove all the paint, or pretty much most of it, to get down to where the seams are even with the top surface. And for this I'm using 220 grit sandpaper, 180 to maybe 250 grit would probably be okay for this task. And we're just going to sand it. And as you can see, it gets pretty dusty, so you might want to wear a particle mask for this. And the reason that I want to take off most of it is because on this transition section here, it's very tight fit. And so if you put too much paint on, it's going to be really snug. And that's not a bad thing, except for when we put it on, it has to slide over it, and there's a good chance you're going to scratch up your nice paint. So try to keep the paint as thin as possible. When we get done sanding, I want the tube to kind of look like this, and you can just see the seams, the spirals are filled, and most of the paint has been removed. At this point, we want to go out and spray paint it one more time, and then we're going to wet sand. The tube has been painted a second time, and I'm going to wet sand it. And for that, I just have a little tray of water. Nothing special about that. And I'm going to remove the tube there. And for this, I'm going to use either 400 or 600 grit sandpaper. And this is the wet dry sandpaper, and it's specifically made to get wet. And what you do is you'll dip it in the water, get it nice and wet, and then we're going to sand it. And the purpose of this is just to smooth out just that roughness that you can feel on primer. And this will just take off that little bit of roughness. It's going to make it nice and smooth. And if you start sanding and you're getting down into paper, you better stop. You better stop right away, because water and paper, they don't mix. What's going to happen is the paper fibers are going to swell up, and then basically what you have to do is to prime it all over again, basically almost starting over from scratch to get it nice and smooth again. Just keep the paper wet, because that kind of lubricates it, so you're not taking off a lot of paint. You're just knocking off those rough edges. Okay, and then when you're done, just go ahead and take off all the water. And now you're ready to paint. And at this point, you can either paint them white or black, depending on which version of the Saturn 1B that you're making.